Dearly beloved, we are gathered here on YouTube to celebrate the life of John Died on a Monday. John died, and he died again. This was a funny webcomic, a well-drawn webcomic, a webcomic loved by those who read it, and we'd love to hear from anyone with something to say about John Died on a Monday.
I suppose I should say something. So I'm doing this video because I've decided to at least pause John Died on a Monday. If it's not the end of the comic, it's at least going on a hiatus. Sometimes you just have to take a pause on a project. It's something I've done many times. So in addition to announcing the pausing, if not killing, of John Died on a Monday, I also just wanted to talk in general about ending projects, putting the kibosh on something you're working on. It's never a fun thing to do, but for all kinds of reasons, sometimes it's just necessary. It's just something that has to be done. I think the main question that I asked myself when I made this specific decision was, what is it that you want to do with your time? Time is something that I know when I was younger, it felt like there was a lot more of it. I got married, I have a full-time job. I find that I only have so much energy, so much free time, and I have to pick and choose what it is I want to work on. Doing John Died was something that was very time consuming, whether it was writing out the strip, doing all the panels, layouts. If you've seen John Died, you know it's a very dense comic strip. The style that I ended on was something that was going to be a lot of panels. The idea was to have a lot of dialogue and small, quick, easy art that I would be able to bang out quickly. For whatever reason, when I was drawing it, I would always put in way more detail than I ever expected to. So it became a very time-consuming project, just in terms of doing all the art, all the lettering, the layouts. And I did enjoy the process. I enjoyed doing this comic. I enjoyed the comic itself. It's something I'm very proud of. I think it's very funny. It's kind of one of the few flat-out humor projects that I've done. Something that I'm writing specifically for laughs. I think in order to keep doing the comic, I got to a point where I had to face facts, which is it needed marketing. There was not a wide viewership for my retro nostalgia, 80s based, swear-filled slice of life comic strip. Most of the comics that I posted were in the double digits for views. So it was at a point where if I was going to keep on putting that amount of time and effort into the comic, I needed to put as much time into marketing. And that's something that, like, I have a vague idea of what needs to be done. It's something I wouldn't mind talking about here on Let's Make Comics. It's something that I struggle to actually practice, because when I look inside and what brings me joy, what I enjoy doing, it's the actual creating. I like to create things. I like to write. I like to plot. I like to come up with characters and ideas. I love drawing. I don't like marketing. And in order to put that kind of work into a webcomic like John Died on a Monday, something that takes up most of the free time I have, I would need to be posting on Reddit. I would need to be doing TikTok videos. I would need to be on Instagram and Facebook and X and all those different places. I need to be doing more YouTube videos and reels. I need to do paid advertising, anything I can in order to get that comic in front of readers' eyes. And it's a big commitment. So it became a matter of, do I want to spend 70% of my free time working on this comic strip and the other 30% trying to advertise it? And you know, it's not an easy answer. It's something that I certainly considered, and I'm somewhat beholden to my muse. I'm a kind of like an artist's artist. You know, I can't create something just because I think this is a strong idea, this is something I can market. I mean, I've done 3 young adult novels. I've worked on a video game. I've written a movie. So, you know, you could ask, why would I want to spend my time working on this comic strip that, you know, 12 people are reading? But the truth is it's because that's where my muse took me. That's what I wanted to do. You know, I love these things that I was writing about. It's something that's very near to my heart. It's something that Chan and I, when we were first dating, we'd always be joking around about all these characters and silly situations, and we would always say, oh, that's a John Died strip, that's a John Died strip. So it's something that's kind of been a part of my life these past, 5 years or whatever. So to actually be working on the comic strip was something that was very fun and fulfilling and exciting to me. And sometimes that is enough. Sometimes if you don't have a huge readership for something and you're not making a bunch of money for something, the creative fulfillment is actually enough to warrant doing it. And for a while it was. But again, I had to stop and look at, what do I want to spend my limited time working on? What's going to be the most fulfilling? What's going to make me happy? And I came to a point where I said, doing this comic strip right now probably would not fulfill all those goals. It would not check each one of those marks. I've had all kinds of reasons why I've had to stop projects in the past, whether it's just because my muse has moved on to something else, whether it's being discouraged from a lack of feedback or from negative feedback, or just for mental health reasons. Sometimes you're working hard at a project and it's just not the thing that you need to be working on at that time. Maybe you need to be out living your life. Maybe you need time away from the drawing board. Sometimes it just doesn't fit into your schedule for time budgeting. Whether it's your day-to-day life, your work life, other projects, sometimes you just have to push something aside. I've had to do it a few times now. I've had to do it with webcomics primarily. Which is embarrassing because it's out there, it's in the world. People are seeing it in real time as it's being created. And even if it's a small amount of people, when you have to stop and say, okay, I tried something, it didn't work out, you take a little bit of a self-esteem hit. It's not like working on books. If I'm working on a book pitch, and my muse goes in a different direction, or I want to restructure the book, or I just think, you know what, this isn't what I thought I was signing up for, I'm going to do something else. Nobody sees it. Artists, writers, they have to abandon things all the time. It's usually not on a public forum. They usually don't have a video with a funeral for it. It's just something that you start working on something. Whatever it is, life happens, you decide to work on something else, or you keep working on it in a completely different way. Webcomics are updated in real time in front of everybody, and you don't really have that luxury. But you never know. Any of these things could come back at any time. Suddenly, maybe a bunch of people discover John Died on Monday. It gets a big audience, and suddenly it's like, you know what? Let me take another go at this. I'm excited again. Maybe I just have a bunch of funny ideas and I just want to do it for the hell of it, and I throw them up online. Like, that could happen. You know, sometimes you bury things and they come back as a zombie. You know, it happens. It happens all the time. There's zombies everywhere. I don't know, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about zombies. That said, if you were enjoying it, I'm sorry to say that for the foreseeable future, there won't be new John Died on Monday. Does this mean we'll never find out how John died? Possibly, yes. All things said, I urge you to go and read the comic. It is on Global Comics. It is something I'm super proud of. I did do about 50 strips. It's a lot of words, a lot of panels. I think it's really funny. I think you'll enjoy it. Please do go look at it. Please share. If you have any kind words for me, please leave them below. John Died would love to hear your thoughts. It would be great. But you know, if you need to abandon a project, if your muse goes in a different direction and you want to start something new, believe me, it's something everybody goes through. It's not something everybody talks about. People love talking about their successes and their new deals. Not everybody talks about the failed projects or the things that they wish they did a different way or wish had found an audience but didn't. These things do happen to every artist. I'm positive of it. So you're not alone. Again, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Stay spooky.